Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Tuesday, March 31st. This is breaking news. We are here to report an earthquake, a 7.5 earthquake in Idaho.
6.5.
6.5.
You got the title wrong.
I sure do. Maybe you should go change that.
Let me hop on that.
Whoops. Well, that'll definitely get people tuned in really quick. 6.5 earthquake, not 7.5, folks.
Oh, Jake.
I know, I'm the best. So while Mari scrambles to fix that, let's go ahead and show you where the quake happened just the other day. I apologize for the title. I did the title wrong. Yeah, absolutely 6.5, folks. Did not mean to raise any concerns or anything like that. And what's funny is it's not even showing up on that particular map too. So let's go over here to USGS where we are seeing 6.5 earthquake, not a 7.5. That was a typo. Sorry about that. 6.5 earthquake. Right now, there's not a lot of information on it. Mari is digging as we speak through social media, and we are trying to find out if there's any damage. This is a pretty large quake for this part of the country. Now, the reason why we jumped on and did a breaking news on this is this has been a kind of a peculiar last couple of days, as we also have a 5.0 to speak of here in Pecos, Texas, which is right near the border of New Mexico and Texas. So, you know, that happened on March 26th. Didn't really say much about it, just kind of like, that's peculiar. But if you guys remember, also, we had a 5.7 last week in Utah as well. So we had the 5.7, now this 5.0 here. And then today we are looking at the 6.5 earthquake. Now let's zoom in a little bit. And I also put in the title, is this Yellowstone related? Because you know, every time we get action out here, people get a little freaked out, understandably. But I can tell you right now, due to earthquakes, and by the way, there are two small earthquakes, West Yellowstone and Montana, 2.9 and 2.6. Now, this happened within several minutes, several hours within each other. So this was not something that was simultaneous or anything like that. But I will say that a lot of folks are going to be worried about, does this have anything to do with Yellowstone? And the answer is going to be no. And the reason why I'm confident in that, and Mari follows a really smart volcanologist, I guess is what you call her, on Twitter. And, you know, we've seen these eruptions before. We've seen where maybe it messes with the geyser conduit because of the shift in the ground and everything. But as far as a serious eruption, such as that awaiting from Yellowstone because of this, right now, the coast is clear. Now, that just remains to be seen. But I wouldn't put any stock into that, actually, folks, as far as whether or not Yellowstone might have some activity from this particular action as well. Again, 6.5 earthquake, not a 7.5. It was a big typo. I was looking at the 7.5 in Russia before I typed in the title, so my apologies there. But 6.5, 10 kilometers, no injuries, nothing immediate as far as damage goes. Of course, this just happened less than 45 minutes ago. So very, very, very fresh. But it's southern Idaho, not that far from Boise, I suppose. And right now we're just limited on the information. But I thought I'd hop on here and talk real quick because, like I said, we've seen a couple of earthquakes out here in the West as of recently, a little bit stronger than usual. And I know a lot of you probably follow other folks out there that discuss earthquakes, and maybe they've called this, or maybe they haven't. But part of some of the things about grand solar minimum on this channel that kind of gets ignored, unfortunately, is a lot of the volcano and earthquake discussions. Not done intentionally. Now, there's a lot more weather out there to talk about than there is earthquakes and volcanoes. But this one kind of piqued my interest. We've seen, like I said, we've seen some recent activity in this area. A 5.7 in Utah, the 6.5 here in Idaho, the 5.0 out there in the border of Texas and New Mexico. Also, if we take a look, a 2.6 in Stroud, Oklahoma. So we've had a little bit of action today on the West Coast, and of course, more minor earthquakes in Southern California, as if that's a big deal. 2.7 there, 2.7 there, and the blue dots that I'm lighting up, folks, and then a 2.7. So safe to say, just some minor stuff here in California. And then we have Nevada with a 2.7 as well. So that's very peculiar to have 4 2.7s in this particular region. These all 4 are 2.7s. The one out here in Stroud, Oklahoma is a 2.6, 2.9 and 2.7 here in West Yellowstone in Montana. And then the most recent one here, the 6.5 earthquake here, and I think it's pronounced Challis, Idaho, if I'm not mistaken. But right now, there is no immediate information on any damage or any kind of injuries or anything like that. This is breaking news. If there is any more information that is worth reporting, we will definitely pop back in. But again, 6.5 earthquake, and no concerns at this moment, as far as we can see, with Yellowstone or anything like that. The worst that we could see from something like that would be just as in a previous video that was described, maybe messing with the conduit of the geyser system, shaking things up a little bit, but nothing to worry about as far as any kind of implications that this is a signal that we're getting ready to go through a big eruption phase here. Because let's face it, we have seen, like I said, quite a few earthquakes in this part of the United States here over the past several days. Let's just see what we have. The latest, we have 3.2 on the 26th in Utah, Salt Lake City. After that, 5.7. A few up in Canada near Ottawa, but this one right here, just recent, 6.5, 10 kilometers deep, 78 miles away from Boise, Idaho. Pop it up here on the map one more time. And I think we just had another aftershock just now, a 4.8 just now hit, actually about 10 minutes ago. So we will definitely keep our eyes on this. Mari, are you getting anything out there in Twitter land that's talking about this? We just had another aftershock of 4.8.
Well, it was a powerful quake, and it does raise some eyebrows, especially with the location, and I get people's anxieties, but we just have to watch and monitor it. Right now, there is no reported large damages or injuries at this time. So we'll have to watch and see. The volcanologist that I follow, Janine Krippner, I don't agree with everything that she says, but for the most part, she tries to be fair and accurate. She's confused about AGW. Let's just clear that up. Anyway, but the stuff about Yellowstone, I'm not seeing enough where it would raise a flag right now, but you always have to err on the side of caution. And right now, I'm not freaked. I'm more worried about COVID right now.
Yeah,
Yellowstone.
But again, so. we could have seen this coming. We've had some serious seismic activity out here, and I thought it was just necessary to report it. Yes, it was a strong quake, but at the same time, at this time, there's no indications
We've already seen some crazy geyser activity over the past year, increasingly weird geyser activity. We're approaching a grand solar minimum. This is something that mankind hasn't seen in a very long time. And, there are many earth changes going on. So it is very interesting. So all I can say is it's breaking news, and we will do our best to, usually Twitter is my weapon of choice when it comes to reporting on earthquake information. So I'll definitely be tweeting out, and anything super relevant I'll put on our Facebook page as well, for now, just for the time being.
So Mildo in here in the chat says that they felt in Northern California that her cat or his cat stopped dead in its tracks and spazzed out all of a sudden. So, animals know when this stuff is happening and taking place. So very interesting recall of this event. And, like Mari said, I just wanted to echo, there's no indications of anything that's Yellowstone related at this time. But one interesting fact here, folks, and I know, and I've said this before too, but there's that 5.0 actually from the other day. This actual screen is not updated, so I'm about to turn this off, to be honest with you. But just keep this in mind. Yellowstone hasn't went off in 70,000 years. That doesn't mean that we're safe. I hate hearing that when people tell us that we're not going into an ice age because it happened 12,000 years ago. We're obviously not going into one now. That's, for me, is a little bit more reason to be concerned.
I'm more concerned about the new Madrid fault being like totally
Tennessee.
But that I don't think will affect this particular quake, but that scares me more than Yellowstone. And if you've read John Casey's book Upheaval, you would understand why, for sure. Now,
are we going to see another earthquake somewhere in Central America that could be strong, or do we have movement here? Is this going to continue to flow eastward? We'll see. But we thought this was newsworthy. I want to update you guys really quick. Breaking news, 6.5 earthquake with a depth of 10 kilometers near Boise, Idaho. Again, there were a couple of earthquakes as well out in West Yellowstone in Montana, but these are 2.6s and actually that one got downgraded. It was a 2.7. Now they've downgraded it to 2.6, very shallow too, 6.2 kilometers. So as far as I can see, just a couple of 2.7s on California, one in Nevada, and then like another person in the chat said earlier, we just had one in Utah, 5.7, now Idaho, and just not the area that we're used to hearing earthquakes in. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this here at the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for any further updates. We'll talk soon, guys.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.